Thomas saved the day. It was a busy, bustling day at the Island Solar. Toby delivering milk to the dairy, Jane taking Patrick to bring them docks, and Thomas took the workmen to work. They were building a new station. Every day, Thomas taking them there and bring them home again. I can't wait for the grand opening. Tell Annie and Clara. They're giving me a flag and a big band. On the way to the new station, Thomas had to go past a difficult bend. Thomas was worried. He didn't like the difficult bend. His good friends Annie and Clara are here to help. Slow down! Said, slow down and puff with care. And Thomas did slow down, and he puffed with care. Thank you. I could have done without you. Soon, Thomas arrived at the new station. The Fat Patrol there waiting for him. Today, Annie and Clara are getting a refit. You will take them to the coachyard straight away. But how can I take the workmen home again? You can use ordinary coaches instead. Yes, sir. And he puffed away. Thomas said goodbye to Annie and Clara. He was sad. I don't know how to do a difficult bend without you. The next day, Thomas steamed out to the shed and picked up the coaches. Thomas puffed reversely to pick up the coaches. Thomas was sad. He wanted to be back with Annie and Clarabelle. Then, Thomas didn't notice he gave a coach a mighty bit. The carriages rolling the line, bumped into James. Why were you going? Sorry. Thomas began missing Annie and Clarabelle. He never listened to them. Soon on the way, Thomas had picked up the workmen from the new station. Difficult bend. The difficult bend getting nearer and nearer. Thomas wanted to slow down, but he wanted to get past the bend quickly. So Thomas went faster and faster. The carriages rattled and shook. Soon be over, soon be over. And soon was. Luckily, no one was hurt, but Thomas felt very sad. Harvey arrived, cleared the track for Thomas. He liked seeing Thomas unhappy. I can't do the difficult bend without Annie and Clarabelle. I'm not a real cool engine without them. You are a very cool engine. And a jolly good friend. I puffed away. Thomas puffing back into Tim's shed. He was very sad. He wanted to be back with Annie and Clarabelle. Suddenly, Thomas saw a line of troublesome trucks. rushing towards him. They were uncovered from Edward, Cinder and ashes. The truck's heading into the new station. Must warn the station manager. So Thomas dashed out of the runaway truck. The trouble with the trucks went faster and faster. Thomas had to go faster and faster. Soon he dashed out of the runaway truck. Soon Thomas had to go very fast to catch up to them. But he nearly had the difficult bend. Thomas wanted to go fast, but he knew he could. Slow down, he said. Slow down and puff with care. Thomas applied his brakes. He puffed very slowly. He made it all around the difficult bend all by himself. I done it! And so did the runaway truck. Thomas went faster and faster. Soon he arrived at the news station just in time. Runaway trucks are coming! You must change the points! The signalman quickly changed the point. The chauffeur truck heard onto a sign. They biffed and bashed the buses. But the station was safe. The next day, Thomas was back with Annie and Clarabelle. They were going to the grand opening of the new station. When Thomas puffed to a difficult bend, Thomas remembered he had to slow down and puff with care. The difficult bend wasn't difficult anymore. The grand opening was a huge success as Thomas puffed in. The Fat Controller came to see him. You have saved my new station. You are a very brave, youthful engine. Thank you, sir. He was so proud, made his fireball tingle. The end.